If you're using the Ultralytics YOLO models, one of the most important things is actually to know how we extract the results from the model so we can use them in our own applications and projects. It's just a few lines of code that we need to set up to be able to have our own object detection model running. Could be for instance segmentation, pose estimation, or in bounding boxes, all these different tasks that we support out of the box. It's much more about how do we actually extract the results and then use them on our own. So that's what we're going to cover in this video here. Let's just jump straight into the Ultralytics documentation. So if we go inside the modes, we can see that we have all these different tasks, and we're going to see how we can extract the results from them. So for detection, we need to extract the bounding boxes, how we do the confidence scores, class IDs, and all that. For segmentation, we also have the mask. Could also just be for classification. So top 1 class that we have classified, top 5, and so on. Post estimation, we need to go in and extract the actual key point together with our bounding boxes. Or in bounding boxes, we also have a bounding box and pretty much just how it's oriented. So if we go inside our task and we go inside our prediction for the mode, if we scroll a bit further down, we can then see the actual format of our results variable here. So we actually just have this results objects being returned, and then we can iterate over the results and extract both the bounding boxes, the mask, key points, probabilities. So this is our confidence scores. We have our orange bounding boxes. We can show the results directly. Then we can save these on list. We can do further processing of our bounding boxes and the results, and then we can apply our business logic on top of that. So we can return a list with stream equal to false. We can also have a generator. So it's pretty much just a generator returning results once it's done predicting with the model. So that is actually what we need to do here. So if we just stream equal to true, that means every time we have a prediction, it will return that, and we can extract it in our results variable. Often we just want to pass one image through, we get the results, we iterate through that, and then we can go back and do another run. So it could be a video that we're iterating through. But this is very cool. For example, if you run a video here, you might want to have the results being streamed back, but you can also just load in the video, take each frame by frame. You can run the prediction as well directly, or also tracking. So this is the inference sources. You can pass in all these different inference sources. We have the arguments and all that, but now we're looking at the actual outputs that we get out. So here's a bit more about working with the results. What are the types we're getting back from the different attributes? So this is what you saw just inside our for loop. So we just get some boxes types. So this is classes. We have the mask, probabilities, RNA bounding boxes. So here we can see what it is. So this is just a mask containing the detection mask. Probabilities with the probabilities of each class for classification task. And then you can just iterate through these probabilities and get it for each of our detections. So this is pretty much everything that we have to do. Let's now jump inside our code editor and let's see how we can actually use it. Let me zoom in a bit here. So I have a script. All the scripts and everything will be available down in the description, but you can also just grab it directly from the documentation. So all we have to do, we take a source image, and then we have the first example. So I'm just going to comment this in. Command /. We import from Ultralytics, we import the YOLO class, so we can create an instance of our model. This is the pre-trained YOLO11 nano model, but you can just swap it out with your own custom trained model here. We have videos covering the full computer vision pipeline end to end here on the channel. So swap it out with your own custom model, do predictions or object tracking, and then extract the results and create some real computer vision applications and apply business logic around it. So we're going to grab the model names for our class names. Then we also have our results. So we're just going to pass in our source, which is going to be this image that it will download automatically. You can pass in your own image, NumPy array, whatever you want, also a video. We want to show the results. We also want to save it. And then we just have our for loop iterating through our results. So we can convert it here, XY, XY. We also have to list. And here for the class list, we need to actually convert it into integers values so we can index it inside our class names to convert it from the indexes to the actual class names like car, person, cat, whatever you're detecting with your system. So what we're going to do here is just take our results. You can save this into a list and then you can use it further down, put this inside a prediction function that is just returning all the list here that you can use further down in your application. So you can also just have a double for loop here, nested for loop where you have where you're sieving the bounding boxes, class list, and confidence list, because each of these lists here will just have one list with all the detections in there, so we actually need to zip them, so we are matching them by the indexes, and then we can extract the bounding box, class, and also the confidence for each detection that we have. So this is the most important to take care of and just keep in mind. Let's open up a new terminal. All we have to do here is just run the Python script. So Python, if you don't have Ultralytics installed already, pip install Ultralytics. It's going to set up all the dependencies, everything that you need. There we go, I already have it installed, but this is all you have to do, and this is how you run the update detection with the models. It's 2 lines of code if we skip this class names. So now we can run Python Ultralytics results extraction.py. It's going to download the image, pass it through the model. The first time we'll run it, it will also download the model. We just saw the result right there. If we open it up after doing detections, we will get this runs directory, runs detect predict. We get our boss JPEG with all our detections. So we have person, person, person. So we have 4 people here in the frame, and we also have a boss. Let me see what it's actually like printing. So right now we're just printing the results. We're not really doing anything. We can also see the logs. So around 50 milliseconds inference in total. That's 20 frames per second on a CPU. So we get the bounding box. We get the class name, so box, and we also get our confidence score. So this is exactly what you can see up in the image as well. We have the boss, it's drawing the bounding box, and we also have a confidence score of 0.94. Here's just iterating through all the classes. This is pretty much everything that you have to do to be able to use the results on your own if you're just doing object detection. So let me try to just comment this out here and show for object tracking, because then we also need to extract our track ID. It's the exact same thing that we have to do. The only difference is that now we can also grab our track IDs into a list. We zip that together for each detection, and then we can also print out our track ID. Let's just run it again. Let's clear the terminal. We run it. There we go. We saw the result, and it's pretty much just putting everything out. Right now we just have a single image, so we won't track it over time, but we basically just have track ID 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for each object that we are detecting. So let's try to see how we can do it with image classification. So that's also a very useful task in computer vision. That could be an additional model after your detection. So you take your cutout, throw it into a classification model. That's a pretty cool use case for classifying it down further into a class. It could also be fed into VLM and so on. We have tons of videos covering that as well. So right now we can see we have our class list, confidence score, for our actual image classification. As I mentioned inside the documentation, we extract the top 5 and the top 5 confidence score, and then we can just take the first one if we want to get the highest confidence. So here we're predicting a mini boss as the highest confidence score and also significantly higher confidence score than the rest. It could also be a police van, but it's very low confidence. So this is just the top 5 classes that we have detected with our classification model. And then we can just extract the first one, which will be top 1 with the highest confidence score, and use that down the line. So this might be a better class compared to just having it as a boss. But you can go in and fine tune your own classification models as well, depending on what classes you have. Could be that you have 50 different classes. You don't have enough data to actually bake that into your object detection model. So you just have one class for your object detection model, and then you have a classification model that actually does the classification later on. Let's try to see here we can do it with segmentation. Now we just have our mask, so we just grab our mask list dot mask yn xyn. So this is just our normalized xy coordinates, and that's going to be the boundaries of our object. So it's pretty much just a polygon zone, and you can use that directly as well. And then it's just filling in all the area inside our polygon zone. So this is just xy coordinates, normalized xy coordinates to the image dimensions, and we also get our bounding box, class name, mask data, and then you can use that on your own as well. Let's try to see the last one here, which is our pose estimation. So if you want to extract the key points in a human body, if you're detecting that, right now we are just going to detect it on the people, but now we get a key points list, and then based on the indexes in our key points, it's going to represent whatever joint or key point that you want to have in your detection. So if you're just using the pre-trained model out of the box, there's in the documentation what all the key points are. But if you train your own custom post estimation model, you can define your own key points and what indexes those are. Just make sure that you're actually like matching the indexes, but it could also be like the links in between your key points and joins. So this is pretty much just how we get. So we get our bounding boxes, we get our class name, we get our key points data. So this is all the different joins that we have in our image for the person. All the runs, everything that you're doing will be logged here as well. So we have our boss, post, predict, we have the segment, we have the detect, and the classification. So here we can see the different key points. So this is where you may need to make sure that you're actually extracting the right shoulder, the left shoulder, the arm, and so on. So make sure when you're using these models out of the box to check the documentation if you want to take a look at, for example, the knee joints, the hip joint, do some calculations for a gym. Basically just a gym inspector, like looking at how are you counting, like how many squats are you doing and so on. We also have a video on the channel with some of those use cases where how to actually use these post estimation for real world computer vision applications and projects. So this is very, very important when we're working with the Ultralytics models. Just understand, know how we pull the results. It's very easy. A lot of people, they mess it up. They don't know how to use the results and so on. So make sure you know how to do this. Make sure you know all the different classes, attributes that you can extract from the results object, and that's pretty much everything that you have to know. Then build your business logic. You're pretty much just your whole computer vision flow around that. You're good to go. Depending on your case, like it's 10 lines of code that you need to do with Ultralytics to have a computer vision model extracting results that you can use on your own. Hope you learned a ton this video here, guys. Go in, try it out, extract your own, train your own models, and then implement it in your own applications and projects. Hope you learned a ton. Hope to see you guys in one of the upcoming videos. Until then, happy learning.